Hi, my name is Aya. You're watching Aya Reads, and I'm here to do my December TBR. So this is going to be the last TBR this year. I still haven't changed my prompts yet. I guess I'll do that before the new year starts. December, I really have only a couple goals. I want to finish as many series as I can. There's a video I want to do that is related to Goodreads. It's not the Goodreads Choice Awards. And let me see what else. And I want to reread some books. So I guess those are the books I'm focusing on. So if I have to cheat to accomplish that, I will. Those three are really my priority. So let's get started. There aren't really any big releases that I'm very much looking forward to. So, oh yeah, maybe I want to read some holiday romances. So let's get started with this one. Old Booktube Darling. Okay, this is perfect. I'm gonna go for The Beauty of Darkness by Mary E. Pearson. So this is the third and final book in the Remnant Chronicles, which is definitely an old Booktube darling. I know it has been getting popular again because of Book Talk, but for the Booktube girlies, this was definitely an old Booktube darling. The first time I read it was when it came out. So that was in 2016. Yeah, I love this series. I have reread the first two either in the beginning of this year or end of last year, and I very much enjoyed my reread, especially the second book. I loved way more than I remember loving it. So this is very big, but I am planning on for the last 2 weeks of the year doing a bunch of rereads, and this is definitely one of them because I do want to reread Dance of Thieves and then read Vow of Thieves for the first time. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, the Remnant Chronicles, the first book starts with a princess named Leah, and she has to marry a prince from another kingdom, and she doesn't want to. So on the day of her wedding, she flees, and then with her handmaiden, and then two men go after her. The prince she was supposed to marry and an assassin from another kingdom set to kill her. She meets them, but while they are interacting, the reader doesn't know which guy is the prince and which is the assassin, and she obviously has no idea. It does get revealed halfway through, but that mystery, especially if you read it for the first time, that is really what makes you flip the pages, because you really want to know, okay, who's the prince, who's the assassin. I do have to say, on reread, the first book doesn't hold up as well because that book relies heavily on that mystery. So once you already know who's the prince and who's the assassin, it takes away a little bit of its magic, but I do feel like the series gets better with each book, and especially on reread, I do think I'm going to love this one so much. And Leah's a very amazing main character. Like, I really loved her, and on reread, I still love her, so that definitely does hold up, this old Booktube darling. Moving on to the next challenge. I don't know why I say it like that. Okay, moving on. Okay. Read a Victoria Schwab. This was not a plan. Okay, a Victoria Schwab. I was not planning on rereading a Victoria Schwab. Maybe Gallant. I do own that one. Let me grab that one. Okay, so Gallant by V.E. Schwab. So my goal at one point was to read all of Schwab's backlist. I don't know what I think about that goal right now, but this is not that long, and some of the pages are like only one sentence. So I do think this is an easy book to read at the end of the year if I want to accomplish my reading goal. I do have to say I don't know what this is about. The only reason I bought it is because it's Victoria Schwab. So let me read the synopsis. So basically, 16-year-old Olivia Pryor is missing 3 things: a mother, a father, and a voice. Her mother vanished all at once, her father by degrees, and her voice was a thing she never had to start with. She receives a letter from an uncle she's never met, inviting her to his estate, Gallant. But when she gets there, she realizes the letter was sent years late, and her uncle's already dead, and the only people living there are her cousin Matthew and the servants. And obviously, there are rules. Don't go out after dusk, and always stay on the right side of the crumbling wall. But Gallant is a house of secrets, a house sitting in lonely vigil, a place where the ghouls are powerful. So I do have to say, this didn't get the best reviews. It has a 3.7 average rating for Victoria Schwab and some of the books she has published before. It's not that high, but like I said, a part of me does really want to read her backlist. And this barely has 300 pages, and like I said, some pages barely have any words, so I should be able to squeeze this one in. this challenge. Random bookshelf. Okay, so this might bite me in the ass. Basically, random bookshelf is, so this shelf is actually some of my favorite books. So these are all books I've already read. The shelves you usually see, the black bookshelves, those have books I've read and some books I haven't. And I have 24 shelves, right? So I'm gonna basically have Siri pick a shelf. Then I still have the freedom within a shelf to pick the book, I guess. So, hey Siri, pick a random number between 1 and 24. 22, okay. So let me take you to the bookshelves. So this starts off with 1, so 22 is the 4th bookshelf. And it is this shelf. Okay, so some are double stacked. Let me see if this one is. It is, okay. So, let me see. If there is a book here I want to read. So this is the first shelf. And behind it are these books. So mostly series. And I really don't want to start a series. So let me think about it and I'll get back to you. Okay, now that I'm covered in dust, my bookshelves are so dusty. I really need to dust them. How many times can I say dust? I was debating. A part of me wanted to pick either the Traveling Cat Chronicles or the Wishing Game or the Traveling Hands of Ghosts, which let me actually see if that would work for one of my challenges. I don't think it will. No. Okay. I went with The Queen's Rising by Rebecca Ross. I do have to say, I think I prefer the new editions because I don't really like deckled edges, and I don't know, this really feels to me like young adult circa 2018, which is when this book was published. This has been on my shelves for years and I never really had any intention of picking it up, but obviously Rebecca Ross has been popular the last couple of years and I really enjoyed Divine Rival, so I had an idea of doing a Rebecca Ross vlog, reading her backlist basically, so I still need to do that. I don't know if I'm gonna get around to it in December, but maybe I will. Maybe I can just read this one first in December, because I'm actually looking for books. So I'm planning on doing like my favorite books of 2024 halfway through December, and I'm still looking for books to read towards the end of the month where I know they're probably not gonna be favorites, but I can still enjoy them. I think this is perfect for that. So I really don't know what this is about. Maybe I know. It's like somewhere in the back of my mind. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. So this is this world where you can be chosen by a patron to because of you have a particular skill. So some people are born with a talent for art, music, dramatics, wit, knowledge. And this takes place in a kingdom that is looking, or a queendom, I guess, that is looking for its queen. And she may or may not be the queen, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, so eventually she gets chosen by a patron who wants revenge. So it says here, he chose betrayal, she chooses vengeance. So I don't know, we'll see. I am interested to read like her books throughout the years, and we'll see if I enjoy this one. I don't think I can enjoy it as much as Divine Rivals, but I really want to read this duology and her adult duology. So this is a very interesting mix. So far, no romances. So hopefully the next one will give me a romance. Less than 5,000 ratings on Goodreads. Okay, so if you hear drilling, I'm sorry, but my neighbor's drilling. So, okay, I'm choosing Sweet Surrender by Viana Onyeomo. This one only has 156 ratings, even though it was published on May 30th. So this is the sequel to Sweet Vengeance, which also has less than 5,000 ratings. I don't know, I really enjoyed Sweet Vengeance. Basically, people, I guess, falling in love with demons, and this is a male-male romance. And I really enjoyed Sweet Vengeance, so that's why this one is on here. And this gets me caught up on a series. So Saint needs a deal with a demon to protect him from a stalker. Knight thinks a deal with a very human whose dreams he's been visiting sound pretty much perfect. What I liked about the first book is that it took place in Nigeria, I think. I'm not sure. I'll leave, if it's not Nigeria, I'll leave the actual country here. Let me actually look it up before I say some bullshit. Okay, Sweet Vengeance. Yeah, Nigeria, because Viano is Nigerian. So that, I also really like that. I like that diversity. And it's only 200 pages, so I'm sure I can fly through it. And it does get me caught up on a series, which I need in my life. And let's just do the fifth one and leave it at that. Okay, so there's two here. They're intertwined. Can you see that? Let me pick one. If I'm not feeling this one, I'll pick the other one. Yeah. Okay, so it says here, read Catwoman. I might actually do that so that I'm finally caught up on Sarah J. Maas's backlist. Let me do that, actually. What was the other one? Previous CBR. I can also pick one for that. Okay, so let me get Catwoman, and then we'll pick a book from a previous CBR. Okay, so Catwoman by Sarah J. Maas. This was published in 2018, and I own it since 2018, yet I've never read it. So my goal, since this is technically part of this series where popular young adult authors wrote DC heroine books, I guess, or hero books. So I started with the Leigh Bardugo one, which was Wonder Woman, and I never really got into it. And then obviously Sarah J. Maas released hers, and I was like debating, okay, no, I really want to read Wonder Woman before getting to this one. But at the end of the day, Sarah J. Maas is one of my favorite authors, and I really want to finally get caught up on her backlist. I also am interested to see what her writing is like if she's not writing fae romances. So yeah, this will, but I don't think this is going to be a favorite. So this is another good contender of books to read in the last 2 weeks of December. And I really have no idea what this is about. Okay, 2 years after escaping Gotham City slums, Selena Kyle returns as the mysterious and wealthy Holly van der Hees. Batman is off on a vital mission, and Gotham is at the mercy of the new thief on the prowl. Joined by the cunning Poison Ivy and notorious Harley Quinn, she wreaks havoc across the city. I don't know. We'll see if I even like this one. And for a book on a previous TBR, I'm gonna go for Wild Eyes by Elsie Silver. Once again, I cannot believe I still have not read this book yet. I was in my reading slump when this one came out, and I really, really want to read it. I knew it was probably not gonna make it in the Goodreads Choice Awards, so I do want to read it before the end of the year. So basically, Wild Eyes, it's the second book in the Rose Hill series, and the Rose Hill series is a series full of single dads, and this is. So the first book, the main female character was Rosie, and she had a brother, and this is his book. And he falls in love with a Taylor Swift-esque singer. So Ford, from the first book, he has a recording studio, and she's there to record her new album. And she has some issues with her family and with her life. Basically, his recording studio was also supposed to be like all these condos, but it's not finished yet. So in the meantime, she has to stay at Rosie's brother's place. He has 2 kids. And it's their romance. I enjoyed him in the last book, and I have heard amazing things about this book. Obviously, Elsie Silver is very popular. She's also one of my favorite authors. So I'm very much looking forward to this book. I don't tend to really love books that deal with famous people unless they are in sports. But I do hope that since this takes place in such a small town, and hopefully this book only takes place in this small town, it makes the fact that she's a famous Taylor Swift-like singer, makes it less obvious, I guess. So I'm very much excited about this one, and hopefully I can get around to it. Yeah, like I said, no new releases. If I have time, I do want to read some holiday romances. But like I said, my main priority is finishing as many series as I can and rereading as many books as I can. So those are pretty much my December plans. And mostly my December is going to be filming videos, because obviously there's a lot of videos I want to film for the end of the year. Definitely let me know in the comments below what you're planning on reading for the last month of the year. And also, if you have any video suggestions for me that you really want to see me do at the end of the year, leave those in the comments below. And I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you're down there, leave me a cat emoji for a Catwoman. And thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.